Breaking news coming in. NIA has filed a charge sheet in the Mendar explosive case. NIA charge sheet in the Mendar explosive probe has completely exposed Pakistan's international terror plan. Republic TV has exclusively accessed this charge sheet now, which mentions the conspiracy was hatched from Pakistan and Kuwait. Grenades were sent from Pakistan to attack religious sites in India and disturb peace and harmony in the country. Joining me live on the broadcast is my colleague Gursimran. Gursimran, damning revelations here in the NIA charge sheet exposing Pakistan and their plan to attack religious institutions in the country. And this plan was hatched, we're given to understand, from Pakistan and Kuwait. Grenades were sent from Pakistan to attack religious sites in India. What more are you picking up on this?
This has completely exposed that how desperately Pakistan is trying to vitiate the peace process here in India, and this was an international plot by the Pakistani side, that how they were in contact with the handlers in Kuwait and they were coordinating to carry out attacks on the religious shrine in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, especially in the Mandhar Poonch district, because that is a communally sensitive area. And not only this, they have totally made up a plan how a grenade is thrown. They have sent a video from across the border. VPNs were used, social media was used to communicate so that they can escape the monitoring of the intelligence agencies. Apart from that, they were not in touch via phone calls, but they used voice over internet protocol calls using the VPN proxy networks so that they cannot come under the scanner of the agencies. Apart from this, how the grenades were sent from across the border, they activated their old networks to carry out a major terror strike. Apart from this, the major allegations were that the phones that have been recovered, they had 16 to 17 numbers of the foreign terror handlers. That clearly exposes their links with the Pakistani handlers. And the Pakistan is now using Tehreek-ul-Mujahideen's offshoot Jammu Kashmir Ghaznavi force to give terror strikes in Jammu and Kashmir a local color, but that tragedy was averted and 7 arrests were made, and now NIA has filed the charge sheet. It is expected that some more numbers will come up, some more details will come up, that how Pakistan is using the globe, the network across the globe, its terror network, to carry out terror strikes in Jammu and Kashmir. Because see how the network was working. Pakistani handlers were coordinating with the terrorist in Kuwait, and he was sending directions to the terrorist in Jammu and Kashmir. So this was how exactly things were working. Even the money was sent. All the trials are with National Investigation Agency, and now the mobiles that were recovered, they have been sent to FSL Pune so that more details can come out. If some chats are deleted, if some messages or videos are deleted, even there were some inputs that were shared by the terror associated with the handlers across the border, that they have done the recce of the army installations. They have sent the video of army installations, photos of the crucial army installations.
On the broadcast, we're getting Major General A.K. Siraj on the broadcast. Major General, big breaking news coming here that the NIA charge sheet in the Mendar explosives case has completely exposed Pakistan's terror plot. We're given to understand that, they were trying to, in fact, target our religious institutions. We also like to mention here that it continues to remain on the FATF grey list because of this.
Absolutely, I see no doubt about it. First of all, just to tell you about the Financial Action Task Force, they have been placed and continue to remain in a grey list for the reason they have not done much against money laundering, terrorist funding, and also against, those terrorists which are declared terrorists by the United Nations Security Council, and neither they have investigated nor they have prosecuted that. So therefore, as far as Financial Action Task Force President is concerned, Mark Blair, he has very categorically said that Pakistan has not able to do much against all these issues, especially money laundering and terrorist funding. And they have given another 6 points. And they said that they will carry out physical investigation only, then only they will be able to bring back Pakistan from grey list. So it does seem that it can happen in about 1 year or more. But what I want to convey is, as far as Pakistan is concerned, they are in a very bad state. They have a debt of $120 billion, and their financial reserves have shrunk to almost $20 billion less than Afghanistan, and their inflation rate is 30%. But having said so, ISI and Pakistan Army is trying their best to create sort of a communal disharmony in India. They are sending the drugs, they are sending the weapons, they are trying to target our religious places so that there is a communal divide which comes. So we have to understand this, and we have to be very alert and alive on this issue. You remember that though they have declared ceasefire on line of control, but they are trying to send weapons, ammunition, drugs, and explosives through the drones, not only through Jammu and Kashmir, but as down up to Rajasthan. So as far as Pakistan is concerned, it is a rogue state, it's a terrorist state, and it should be declared a terrorist state. And let me tell you one thing, you have to be alert and alive if you have to counter Pakistan ISI. The power in Pakistan does not flow from Islamabad, it flows from Rawalpindi. And that is the true, the meaning of what Pakistan today it is and where it is leading and heading to.
Right, and in your view, they need to be termed as a terror state. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. We also have Colonel Vian Thapar who's joining us right now. Colonel, the NIA pointing fingers at Pakistan, exposing, in fact, revealing the entire terror plot and how, these handlers were used and these grenades that were sent to these handlers. What more can you tell us with regards to how Pakistan is continuously, time and again in the past, trying to export terror to the soil of India?
As you know, at the present moment of time, the terrorist activity within Pakistan is on the increase. The Taliban are now collecting funds, and they are doing all this not without the knowledge of the people in the army headquarters and the ISI. The ISI has to be behind this. The blasts are taking place in a series. Even on the eve of the FATF meeting, a major blast has taken place which involved 40 kgs of explosives. So you can understand that within Pakistan, if this kind of a thing happens, what they are capable of doing this side. Now these grenades that have been found, to my way of thinking, is just the tip that we have found. One we might have seized. There will be others coming because Pakistan will continue. Our having a ceasefire agreement with them is only as valuable as the paper on which it is written. Nothing more than that. And because the control is not with the state at present moment of time. What is the standing of Imran Khan? What is the standing of the Javed, the army chief? And in this kind of a context, the terrorists have their free hand. And they will do what things
absolutely
like this
Pakistan being exposed once again. Colonel Thapar, thank you for joining us on the broadcast.